Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bitcoin Chaser. Today I'm here with Kumar Gaurav, the CEO of Cashaa, who has received an extraordinary status from the US government for the work he has done in regards to blockchain innovation. And for those of you who don't know, Cashaa is a global multi-currency platform to bank the crypto industry. Kumar, for our viewers who have never heard of Cashaa, you recently launched on the 28th of November 2018. Tell us a little bit more about what happened and what went on.
So Cashaa in one line is a solution for the crypto industry who is trying to bank from a long time, but not getting any financial institution who is really backing them. And that's because of the main reason. For example, when we studied most of these banks, they have four major challenges. Most of these banks have their own existing infrastructure, and they are obviously trying to move their money towards through those infrastructure rails, which is expensive to move. I'm not talking about crypto industry. I'm talking about the money which they are moving from last 200 years. So they have their own inherent problems in their own infrastructure. But more than when it comes to crypto, obviously they don't have a functional understanding how the crypto industry works. Some of the banks who are ahead of the curve, like Barclays or Santander's, who now understand, but they don't have any infrastructure. For example, a wallet, which could be like a multi-sig wallet where you can go to a Santander or any ABC bank and say, hey, this is my 100 Bitcoin, can you take it? Or you can hold this. So you don't have the infrastructure. And those who are trying to also do a POC, because we keep news that these 100 banks are trying to do something on a blockchain, or the central bank is trying to do something. When they really have a POC or something, they have a functional understanding, they have some kind of POC done to understand the infrastructure, but then they get stuck into the AML and KYC guidelines, how to follow this. So it's not just the bank doesn't want to tap the industry, but they have some of the weaknesses because of their giant elephant size, let's put in this way.
Yeah.
But what happens, this is not good for us, correct? As a crypto industry, we understood this is the problem with the banks or financial institutions have, but what we do now, we need a solution.
Yeah.
And as a business, any business who is trying to get involved in the crypto have got four major challenges because of this. First, there is no result of all these four problems with the bank. There is not a single bank which says that, I'm a crypto friendly bank, come and we help you.
Yeah.
Correct? We do keep hearing central banks making announcement. And last month, Singapore Sandbox or Singapore FinTech Authority suggested banks that, hey, banks, why not you look into them, look these companies and try to bank them, correct?
Yeah.
But this is something coming from the regulator, something coming from a central bank, not from the bank itself as an inner that we should support or help these businesses. So the result is there is not a single crypto-friendly bank which exists today, or any fintech platform. Second, because of this, the businesses who want to adopt, now they got the problems. And what are the problems? That beside not having any bank, let's say they are managing different wallets or different different storage places. This got their own problem. For example, the first is auditing and accounting problem, correct? Yeah. If a company is accepting, let's say, Bitcoin and making payments in Bitcoin and also dealing in Ether or Bitcoin and then their national currencies, when they have to do the accounting, they have to merge all these data and make sure that everything is produced to the accountant or to the auditors.
Yeah.
Second and third problem, let's say anyhow I have a big operations like Coinbase or a big exchange where I can hire 50 people to do that, or any other business who can afford to have these 50 people to do these jobs. You get the problem of the security. How, as a simple business who want to adopt cryptocurrency or who want to take the advantage of this growing sector and accept international clients, how I'm going to secure my funds, correct?
Yeah.
Because if you say today, there is only two ways to make the secured systems. Either you go completely offline with the hardware wallet, correct?
Yeah.
Or you go completely online with centralized systems like, let's say, any exchange from where you are buying or any of some sort of that. And the problem is that one completely becomes centralized and one completely stop you to do day-to-day operations in an easy environment. You have to have the understanding how a trezors work. You have to have the seed. and to understand 20 different jargons, private key, and all these, so that you can really understand how to make use of that.
There's a steep learning
And
curve, yeah.
it's a steep learning curve, correct? Nicely said. The problem is that if I'm a business, obviously I'm not in the business to train myself. I'm in a business to sell my products, correct?
Yeah.
I'm in the business to promote rest other things are secondary for me. So security, and even if few businesses obviously who started understanding and accepting cryptocurrency and know how to store them, and now they have the other challenge of the convertibility. Let's say if I'm accepting as a bakery, let's say 10 Bitcoin every day and selling my cakes globally, I need to convert them immediately.
Yeah.
Now, for that, I have to go on an exchange, and then there is a complete different kind of documentation. Then money arrives in the bank, and then this cycle goes back to the accounting and auditing problem. So you see how, in absence of a non-crypto friendly bank, how these three problems are related: auditing,
Yes.
accounting, security, convertibility, back to auditing and accounting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where the Cashaa played a role, that if we able to, and that's what my vision was in 2017 when I started, is that if we can able to create a platform where you can have your national currency, let's say a bank account or a current account number, is linked with some sort of wallet which can also store your Bitcoin or different cryptocurrency, and all works in a single window environment.
Okay.
So imagine something like you take your BitGo wallet, which is safe and secure, multi-sig, correct? And you take your, let's say, Barclays or HSBC account, and you merge them two, and you have one something which is crypto friendly.
Yes.
And that's what the inspiration to build Cashaa. And on this 28th of November, we able to release the first version of this. We already started accepting KYC, KYB for businesses to start giving them the bank account,
Okay.
UK current account, as well as international bank account number, fully integrated with the SWIFT network, as well as a multi-sig wallet for not only for Bitcoin, but also for other digital currencies to store and transact, even being online. Uh, and because of this launch of Cashaa, now the businesses in the world have this new generation platform, which they need to accept this new generation money without breaking their ties with the existing money, which is circulating, which is the
Yes.
national currencies.
Yes. I understand. And if we were to maybe compare it to something, I know it's largely unrelated, but it's something that we're seeing on a day-to-day basis. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Nutella and Skrill. They recently released a kind of a cryptocurrency segment to their functionality. However, you can't send or receive crypto, but you can rather stake existing funds in cryptocurrency for a period and then bring it back into localized currency and then withdraw it to your bank account. Now, Cashaa would be taking the next step to that, basically. So for a Nutella user or a Skrill user who is familiar with the cryptocurrency aspect, Cashaa would be the resolution to that, which would allow you to be AML and KYC compliant, but at the same time receive cryptocurrency, send cryptocurrency, and also transact it within your localized and foreign currencies. Am I correct?
Yeah, very well said. Yeah, you are correct, because you take the example of Skrill and NetSeller, which is a payment gateway. They help to receive merchants to receive
Yeah.
and accept payments globally. But if you look functionality wise closely, let me take an example of the old world, so that we can take that how
Yeah.
this is going to look like in a new world. In an old world, you have something called, let's say, bank, let's say HSBC or Barclays, or your Bank of America, anything, something like that, correct?
Yes.
And then you have a net seller or a Skrill or the other payment gateways, but who collect payments for the merchant throughout the world.
Yes.
And then this payment goes to one of these accounts, correct?
Yes.
Now, the problem which you have is that currently this thing does not exist. Because if you are a small dealer trying to get into the cryptocurrency, this will shut down.
Yes.
So you still have net seller and, let's say, Skrill taking the innovation and saying, we will allow people who are transacting in cryptocurrency and let them come on board and process through our channel. That's fine, because that's one part of the problem of processing cards for the crypto related businesses. But where this final fund is going to go?
I see what you're saying.
Correct. And the extension to that, that also Skrill and NetSeller, they have stopped this. They announced that they're going to do this, but then they shut down because of the pressure of the banks.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you're
So
saying.
you don't have this is also exist.
Yes, and you're recently talking about you mentioned the cards and bringing cards in. I know that's an expected launch for you, launching a card. What can a user do with that card? Can he transact with it as a credit card and spend cryptocurrency, or is it purely a fiat gateway card that you can flip cryptocurrency into a fiat currency and spend it?
So currently, because we are more focused on the business segment,
Yeah.
because what I believe that if we able to empower different ICOs, STOs, different exchanges who are trying to take the innovation of cryptocurrency to the masses, I will feel that I have served my purpose better than just going on an individual customer.
Yeah.
Because enabling a business means I'm enabling thousands and thousands of their community member, so that the ICO, for whatever the reason they have raised the project, if the exchange who is trying to bring more money into the industry can work smoothly without any problem.
Yeah.
For example, you see the Binance announced that they want to go to Malta, and they want to get the banking, because still Binance is such a big exchange, does not have a fiat pair.
Yeah.
Correct. What does this mean? This means there is so much capital waiting outside which can come in if the Binance have a crypto and fiat pairs. Correct.
Yes.
But they don't have, and that's what the cash app is trying to solve as the first step, before going into the individual segments of giving cards or a small credit line or something. But we do are building a card product, but the card product is more like linked with your cash app account.
Yes.
So anything which you have in the cash app account, you can access through the card.
Okay. And if we're talking about holding cryptocurrency within Cashaa, what kind of security are you looking at? You spoke about multi-sig, so you would need multiple signatures to access funds. But what kind of other security parameters can users experience compared to something like a Trezor hard wallet, the most secure way of cold storage, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But as a obviously Trezor hard wallet or something, you can, take out the fund, and
Yeah.
then the fund will go into the control of the company.
Yeah.
Let's say if we start moving our funds into the Trezor wallet, which means, I'm just taking a hypothetical example. What if Casha tomorrow go away? No, and I don't want to promote something which is so much centralized.
Yeah.
And that's why, as a step one, we have built this CMC wallet, which is a Casha multisig compliant wallet. I will explain why it is compliant and multisig. A multisig because it works on a three-key signature,
Okay.
where one key is with the user, one key which is in the system, encrypted with the password of the user, which means that we don't have access. We cannot see the private key until user signs through its or log in through his account and authorize for the transaction.
Okay.
And the third signature is with the cash app, which means at any point of time, a cash app getting hacked or a user getting hacked will not affect the funds.
Yes.
Either both comes on the platform and do something, and that brings a huge sense of number one, trust, because that's what we are trying to build as a part of this entire crypto revolution.
Yes.
Correct. We say, guys, we don't want to build a system where we say, no, come and give us all your crypto. No, that's not correct to go up. How about we say, let's have something like BitGo, and that's why I take the example of BitGo. In case of BitGo, if you see, neither the BitGo or neither the user is the part of the can access fund.
Yes.
Until both comes together. Correct. And that makes BitGo one of the most safest and even safest wallet, which is also used by institutions. And so we have taken the same philosophy of three key signature, and we have implemented into the Casha platform.
Wow.
That's
Okay.
one part for the security. But and if you see our fees, which is much cheaper also than the BitGo charges you for every dollar 0.25% of fees.
The
But
fees
if
are
you
high.
are a Casha token holder, yeah. But if you like, if I'm transacting, which means let's say 400 Bitcoin, I have to pay one Bitcoin as a fee. Uh, so you can imagine the kind of fee.
Yeah.
But if you are a Casha community member, this service we are giving completely free to our community who have supported Casha throughout the journey. Obviously, the new customer who is coming new first time to the Casha, we have a different tier of fee, but still it's half of the fee which BitGo is charging.
Wow. Okay. Realistically, we could speak for hours about the
Yeah.
security and a user's reassurance in operating within the platform at his own safety, and that can be an entirely different video in itself because we can go on for hours. But following that, you also mentioned a crypto-backed lending that might be launched soon. I mean, what can you use? How are you facilitating that? Are you targeting businesses or are you targeting consumers for something like that?
Again, this product is mostly, for businesses,
Yes.
as we are starting with businesses. So if you see, businesses fundamentally working in a crypto domain have some kind of challenges. I mentioned you some of the challenges. Like
Yes.
if you see the example now, Bitcoin and Ether has been crashed phenomenally from its all-time high in January and February. Now, if you are a crypto business, got stuck with those crypto, obviously you don't want to sell it,
Yeah.
correct? Because selling, which means that you lose all the hope of getting it back. And if we believe in the evolution and believe in this revolution, we know this is going to go back once all the fudders are gone,
Yes.
correct? Once more and more people will join the revolution, this is going to go up. We have seen these kind of crashes, not one, two, three, four, maybe five times already.
Yes.
But the problem is that as a day-to-day business, I have to also run my operation. I believe in cryptocurrency, I believe in different digital assets, but I also know the hard reality that at the 1st of or 30th of every month, I have to pay my employees,
Yes.
correct? Now, how I gonna make a balance in this? Because I can, and that's where the real challenge comes, and that's why we are designing this a product where we are giving the credit line to the businesses, where their Bitcoin or their Ether or their digital asset will be put just as a collateral, so that they can get monthly credit line to run their day-to-day operations without selling their crypto.
Yes.
So in this way, you can run your operations and you can reach a state where you can start doing revenue generation, and then you can start repaying your loan, and you can get back your crypto.
Okay, I see.
So whole the product is designed in a way so that we can bring more and more legitimacy into the crypto industry and support more of those projects who really want to deliver something, bring revenue, and make next billion-dollar companies, same as the internet did with its evolution.
Yeah, 100%. And you obviously mentioned that you received extraordinary status from the U.S. government. What are some of the projects that you've been involved in over the years that some of our viewers might recognize?
So my journey in the space started in 2014 when I made the first company here in India called Oxasis, which started working very extensively with the government throughout India, Southeast Asia, and different countries. And from where literally this journey started. And I think last quarter, we released a platform called, the company released the platform called Ox Ledger, which is today's one of the largest private blockchain infrastructure with more than 60 million people on that one infrastructure.
Whoa.
So there are some of the work which has been done, which is I'm not telling very vocally because we always wanted to have the concrete result-based um, approach versus just the media and the headline
Yeah.
based, because I think what this crypto industry need is less media and more work which really impact people, less white paper and real products,
Yeah. Yeah.
more less solutions and more problems, because I see today everyone have a white paper with a solution, but they don't know what is the problem they are trying to solve.
Yeah.
So that's kind of always a DNA of mine and my companies, which I built, supported, or promoted. And that's we are. I have some of the very great news coming also for something great for Cashaa, which we are launching in January. Just to give a teaser, I can say that we have made the JV with one of the world's largest security company, which is currently protecting the G7 military, and we are bringing that technology to literally, I'm not joking, you can write each word by word that literally we are launching a product with the same technology which is currently protecting the entire G7 military, US White House, 70% of federal feds in US, and many different governments. And we are putting this technology to protect crypto, and you will hear the announcement not later than last week of January.
Whoa, that's amazing. And I mean, I've said a lot of times,
Yeah.
especially on the Bitcoin Chaser YouTube channel, how much I support people who are trying to improve, increase, create a catalyst for the adoption of cryptocurrency. Not so much on the whole white paper side of things, proposing ideas, I find that's great, but on the real aspect, which is streamlining user interaction with the blockchain in a way that goes over the head of the people, so they don't need to understand the technical aspect, but they can achieve a solution to a problem that they're currently experiencing in a way that is more effortless than the current solution. And you at Cashaa are making that a reality, and I think that's awesome. And finally, that brings us to the end of the interview. I want to thank you for taking your time to help us go further and understand Cashaa even more. And hopefully some of our users can go find out some more information, which brings me to my next question. Where can users interact with the team, ask questions? Is there live support?
They can go to Cashaa.com, and there we have a complete help section with different help options. They can go to the different questions which people have asked in past. They can write us an email at support. They can call us. We are based in London. We are based in India with our development centers. You can also meet me during different events. We are not like normally present just on a blockchain event, but you can find us in some of the real banking events.
Wow.
Where we are trying to make the impact. So maybe we are a bit less in the blockchain events, but more in the banking event or fintech event. For example, last month we were sent by a BBVA bank, which is second biggest bank in Spain.
Yes.
And they sponsored us to go and present what European companies are doing in US in Money 2020, and tell the US that, hey, this is how Europe is doing in developing things.
Wow.
So we were like featured in Money 2020, one of the hottest crypto project. We were featured by TechCrunch as nominated as one of the top hottest crypto project in Europe. BBVA selected as one of the project for the fintech for people for 2018. For SMEs by Entrepreneur Magazine, we have been selected as one of the top technology provider for the small medium enterprises for 2018. And this all because our focus is more on the businesses whom we are trying to solve the problem, be it it's just a crypto or without crypto, to really see what is the problem and where the industry or where the money is evolving, because the money is changing its shape. And it's not only changing for the people who are in the crypto, it's also changing for the people who are not in crypto, correct?
Yes.
And so our focus is always all over the world, that how world is evolving and where we can make a real difference and have a solution for a problem which is fundamental for everyone.
Wow, that's really inspirational. Thank you so much, Kumar, for taking the time. Hopefully we can get back onto another interview a little bit later down the timeline of your project and see how you're doing. But big leaps in blockchain innovation from you, and I'm sure big things to come in the future as well in projects unrelated as well. So from myself, Bro Kane and Bitcoin Chaser, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'm sure we'll see you in some headlines soon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have
Bye-bye.
a great day. Bye-bye.